persistence will carry us very far. Persistence is not just this piece of the puzzle that gives us consistency over time. Even when things get boring or tough or challenging, persistence is key. But what is it key to? That's the real question. Well, good morning. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. We're getting off to this leg day strong with some good deadlifts, working our way up to a starting weight of 365. We went up to 400 last week, if you remember, or perhaps you don't because the camera didn't record and I only managed to record a supplementary 2 reps after we did 400. We only hit 6 reps though on that 400, and I'm looking to get between 5 and 10 reps, really. More likely probably 5 and 8. So I'd like to reduce that weight down just a little bit to make sure we're getting as close as possible to that 8 and hitting that RPE 9, even RPE 10, when we're on that 8th rep, versus on the early sets at least, only getting 5 or 6 reps in there and having potentially more reps in the tank if we were to lower the weight slightly. So we're going to start at 365 today, hit it strong, and then we're going to be doing some extra sets of deadlifts this week. Now, as we've talked about, we're doing some progressive overload every single week by increasing the amount of sets that we're going to be doing per muscle group every single week. So this week, we're adding in some additional sets for our deadlift. We're also adding in some additional sets for the squat max that we're doing, and of course, our calf raises as well. Now, it won't always be just one exercise that we're increasing the sets on. For instance, for the squat max this week, we're doing 5 total sets. Now, I could keep going up and up and up with those, and I would be fine. I think we could do 6 sets of that, no problem. It wouldn't be the end of the world. We've done German volume training before, where you're literally doing 10 sets of 10. However, as we've said numerous times, and one of the things I didn't love about German volume training is that it just gets a little stale after a little while. It's a little boring, and it's nice to freshen things up even in the middle of a workout. Starting next week with the squat max, the plan is to add in an additional exercise to the mix to help us achieve the total amount of sets we're doing. And so while this week we might be doing 5 sets on the squat max, next week we're actually going back to doing 4, but we're going to be supplementing that quad work with 2 additional sets of another exercise that you'll see in due time. Well, that's enough dilly-dallying. Let's go get that belt. Let's hit some straps. I think we're ready for straps as well. And let's get this workout off. You got to start lifting some heavy weight. Got to start doing it. Let's go. All right, last warm-up set here. Yeah, good. All right, set 1. Let's get after it. Should we go up? I think so. There was a point in time when I couldn't deadlift. I was early in my lifting career, and it seemed like every single time I would deadlift, or program deadlifting into my routine, that is, I would end up getting hurt. I would get injured, and I would have to stop deadlifting for who knows how long. 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. And there was a point where I stopped deadlifting for a couple of years, actually. I just didn't feel like the risk was worth the reward, at least for my training goals, which at that point in time was just pure bodybuilding, nothing else. And I was very early on in my lifting career. We're talking lifting for at most a year at that point. What I didn't understand at that point in time but I thought I did, was what persistence really was. Persistence is not just this piece of the puzzle that gives us consistency over time, even when things get boring or tough or challenging. That is a huge component of it, and persistence will carry us very far. But persistence is also so many more things, and not just in fitness, but also in regular life. We have to have consistency in our training in order to improve gradually, but we also have to have persistency in order to grow in our careers, in order to further our education, in order to grow and nurture our relationships, people around us. And so just as in fitness, as it is in life, persistence is key. But what is it key to? That's the real question. Persistence helps us overcome obstacles. In life, we're going to have obstacles that we need to overcome, whether that's a specific certification or a task at a job, a difficulty in a relationship. And in lifting, we're going to have those plateaus. We're going to have injuries, like those deadlift injuries I had. And we're going to ultimately also have to delay the gratification that comes from overcoming those obstacles, because most of the time it's not going to happen instantly. You're going to have these small blips of gratification along the way. You've got to take hold of those and really relish those moments. But when you're steadily working towards a career goal, a life goal, a fitness goal, it takes time, it takes effort, energy, and persistence to really ensure that you're going to achieve the long-term goal that you had in your mind's eye at the start of that journey, and recognize that you have to adapt over time to perhaps shifting conditions and even a shifting goal as you continue to learn, explore, realize who you are, realize what it is that is truly important to you, and how that changes over time. All of those require commitments to improving, to succeeding, to figuring out where you're weak and failing in those areas. And through persistence, we can not only discover those, but overcome those obstacles, overcome those challenges, those perceived impossibilities that we think are going to be far too difficult, if not impossible, to actually move away from us, to give us a little bit of breathing room so that we can actually push forward, succeed, and enable ourselves to be happy and fulfilled, finding the success that we've desired this entire time. Could have given up on deadlifts a long time ago, but we didn't. And we're here doing them again. We're going to be training them for at least 5 more weeks. I'm going to be putting in some serious effort to improve. Gotta find the right song. Gotta get the right song to lift this heavy ass weight. Check out this playlist here. It's my personal EDM playlist. You're gonna love it. All right, last set here. Come on. We did 5 last time, almost 6. Let's get more. Come on. Let's get at least 5. Last set here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. My grip slipped. Left grip. Damn. I had 6. I definitely had 6. So if persistence is the key, what is the lock? What's locked away from us, eluding us right now? Well, anything that stands in the way of progress. Anything that holds us back from achieving our ambitions. That's the lock. In the gym, of course, resistance is quite physical. It's gravity, right? We're fighting gravity with some additional weight thrown on there. In the belt squat here, in the Squat Max, we've got resistance built onto that loading pin. right now about 195 pounds. Physical resistance. We can measure it, we can weigh it, and we know what it will take for us to lift that weight, the exertion that we're gonna have to do. In life though, it's not that simple. It never is. It's never that simple just to be able to weigh exactly what it is you're up against. There are just so many things in life that could get in your way, in the way of progress. Be the resistance that's causing increased friction to try to stop you from moving forward towards that goal. It could be something internal to you that in a way you're able to control. A fear of failure, self-doubt, procrastination. It could also be external. Things outside of our control that might be pushing against us, giving us that resistance that makes it not impossible, but not so smooth and easy to achieve whatever it is we're moving towards. But as I've told you many times, take what you do here in the gym and apply it to the real world. How do you lift more weight? How do you get a bigger squat, a bigger bench, a bigger deadlift? Do you just brute force your way at it? No, you have to be strategic about it. In the gym, you have to train for it. You have to delay that gratification so that you can one day have that thing, that desire, that goal, that challenge completed, achieved in your grasp. You don't just start deadlifting 400 pounds, benching 200 pounds, squatting 300 pounds. No, you've got to train for it. So in life, when you see that self-doubt, when you see that procrastination trying to take over, you can control those things. If you exhibit a little bit of self-control and exert some willpower, you can overcome those a lot easier than perhaps some of the challenges you might face in the real world, outside of the realm of our control. The lock that's trying to keep us away, the resistance that we are always going to face, no matter what. We are never going to escape some form of resistance, some form of friction that's going to try to make things a little bit more difficult for us, but not impossible. It's never impossible. You just have to find the right training method, the right route to achieve what you're wanting. And you've got to use the resources around you, the people, the places, and the things in order for you to achieve that through consistency and persistence. All right, last one. Come on. Good control here. Come on. All right, gang, that's all we got for today. Got a couple more sets here on our calf raises, and then we're gonna be wrapping it up. Get with our day, get fed, get things moving, working towards removing those locks that are the resistances in our life. It's been a damn good workout. The squats, man, that Squatmax was fantastic. It felt so buttery smooth. And after doing those heavy deadlifts, being able to really load those quads up with some high reps, but also some darn good weight. We were almost at 200, but 195 or so. Being able to load those quads up like that without loading up our spine is just absolutely fantastic. It definitely took some getting used to, just like any new exercise does. You know, it took 2 or 3 workouts for us to really sink into exactly what we need to be doing, how we need to be using it, where we need to be placing our feet, all that stuff. But now that we figured it out, we've really hit a stride with it, and I'm loving it. I'm also loving having these heavy deadlifts in there. Again, as I told you at the top of the episode, there was a point in my life where I was like, I don't need a deadlift. There was no point, there was no need. And while now I'm definitely a lot more interested in strength and powerlifting than I was then, although still not exclusively training for powerlifting or strongman, I realize how simple it can actually be. I'm so grateful that I've programmed it in to the workout started training it diligently, persistently, tactfully, so that we can continue to grow that strength. Because I would love to hit that 500-pound deadlift. I've come darn close, man. I've come super close. I probably could have even done that 500-pound deadlift. I've attempted it in previous gym vlogs, but I doubted myself. That's okay. Got to be cautious. I've been burned too many times by the deadlift and make silly and foolish mistakes. So take what you've learned, apply it. Apply it every day. And know that you're going to continue to make mistakes. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to perfectly apply the lessons you've learned and the wisdom you've gained over time to every single moment of every day moving forward. If you make a conscious effort to do it a little bit every day, it becomes a whole hell of a lot more natural. It becomes a whole hell of a lot more easy, and it becomes a whole hell of a lot more fun and rewarding in the long run. I can promise you that. Get out there, figure out what those locks are, and how persistence can help you unlock it, achieve what you want, and realize the dreams that you've been just dreaming of for way too long. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being here.